you had the key to the answers to help solve incurable diseases or eliminate the organ donor list completely, would you? Now, let me pose another question to you. If, say, this key was the answer to solve incurable diseases but was surrounded by ethical controversy and ethical issues and borderline, what some may say, loss of life, would you still continue to do that research? What I'm talking to you about today is stem cell research. Stem cell research has been legal for 11 years, yet there are still those that are against this scientific breakthrough, even though the process has proven modern-day miracles. Now, you may ask, what is a stem cell? A stem cell is basically like a mother cell. It's a blank canvas in your body that can be differentiated into any other cells, such as blood cell, heart cells, bones, skin, muscles, etc. It's called specialized. It'll become a specialized cell. Now, the only way that scientists are able to harvest these stem cells are from embryos to cause embryonic stem cells or non-embryonic stem cells. Those come from from humans, from adults, from pulling from their bone marrow. I'm here to talk to you today about embryonic stem cells and the controversy that lies behind the harvesting. I'm here to explain and persuade you that further research of stem cells is necessary to help those that have the incurable diseases. Knowledge and benefits of this data far outweigh the objections and turmoil it has faced. Now, those that oppose stem cells state that researchers encroach upon the right to life for the fetus and embryos that the stem cells are pulled from. Because of this, research was limited until March of 2009. Then, when Obama signed the Executive Order 13482, this lifted restrictions that had been placed on stem cell research. Now, for those that oppose stem cell research and would like it to be discontinued, let me state this. If we do that, you lose your data collected, there would be no hope for those that the research would benefit, there would be loss of cell transplant therapy that has benefited many already, and there would be a loss of hope for the elimination of an organ donor waiting list. The data and research that provided boundless information and hope for the cures for the incurable. Yes, it's true that stem cells derive from human embryos and fetus. Now, according to the National Institute of Health, which is part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in vitro, the stem cells are pulled from in vitro reproductive embryos. Those are meant for reproduction for those who unfortunately cannot have children. However, those embryos that are being pulled from are no longer needed or wanted and are about to be discarded. So researchers have taken this advantage and turned something negative into a positive by pulling the stem cells in continued research. For the fetuses, according to Dr. Lauren Picarno, an article in Action Bioscience, stem cells derived from fetuses are, again, the fetuses that are going to be discarded. They have been aborted naturally or by choice. So the researchers are, again, turning a negative into a positive by creating life from something that never would have had a chance to life. The fetuses and embryos aren't grown in a lab just to have the stem cells harvested, as most are led to believe. The scientists are able to take these stem cells, replicate them while they're still undifferentiated, and investigate the cell's capabilities to remain unspecialized. This allows for cell-based therapy. The definition of a cell-based therapy, again by the National Institute of Health, is in which stem cells are induced to differentiate into specialized cell types required to repair damaged and destroyed cells. Basically, they're implanting these undifferentiated cells into the body, into the specific target they're trying to fix, and it helps to repair itself for those that are issues. If the researchers are able to determine what causes the stem cells to differentiate, the when, the why, and the how, then one day there's hope that they will be able to signal cells in the lab to the desired specialized cell, again, helping those that need them. They can cultivate cells in tissues, tissues into organs, organs to give to needed donors, which will inevitably will save lives. Patients would no longer be dependent on organ donor lists, no more waiting lines. And we all know that those waiting lists are long and lengthy, and most of the time individuals aren't able to live through the term of their wait. There have been known trials in hospitals now with the stem cell research. It was actually in Johns Hopkins Hospital to a Bill Betty who was suffering a heart attack. Due to the quick thinking of a Dr. Stuart Russell, the heart failure specialist, chief on staff, he cultivated samples of Betty's heart muscle, sent them to Cedars-Sinai, and the stem cells were cultivated and isolated and grown. Once they were grown, they were infused back into Betty's artery, and the muscle was able to help repair itself. all due to stem cell being grown and manipulated in the lab, and again being inputted into his artery. Now, I pose to you, if stem cell research was to be discontinued because of claims of loss of life, then numerous living, breathing individuals who are alive today would no longer benefit from this. They would no longer experience the lives that they have. There would also be a loss of hope for those that the research would benefit, and for those who are waiting on that organ donor list. Scientific research has always faced adversity and controversy. The quest for knowledge will always face roadblocks. But they do this to help find answers for those who do not have answers, for why they suffer from their ailments. They help to provide hope for a cure. Lives are not taken in the harvesting, they're simply given. Scientists are taking a sad reality of the discarding of embryos and fetuses and trying to create a positive outcome, giving life to those that are living. They are not growing it in labs, and they are not creating the lives in order to just take them away. Scientists bravely face the turbulent waters surrounding stem cell research, but they do so not so that one day they will be able to say, in the case of Bill Betty, that they saved a life. They continue research so that one day organ donators' wait list will no longer be needed. They continue to do research so hope remains in the eyes of those waiting for a cure and an answer as to why. I hope that this has changed your opinion on stem cell research. Thank you.